I finished Toqger last night, and after having sat on it a little while, I wanted to make a video just talking about it. I'm not gonna spend too long reviewing it right now. I do want to do a full breakdown review where I talk about the success of the show and some of the failures of the show, because it's not perfect. Nothing is. But I honestly believe that right now, Toqger is my number 2 TV show of all time. I'm still pretty new to Tokusatsu. I've only seen Toqger and Kyoryuger when it comes to Sentai, and I've only seen Double, O's, Forze, Wizard, Gaim, and half of Drive when it comes to Rider, as well as like one episode of Deno. But I really love Toqger. And this video is going to be kind of rambly because it's not scripted. And this video, because again, it's not a review. And this video is going to definitely have spoilers, but I will do my best to keep those to the second half of the video. I bounced off Toqger pretty hard at first. I watched the first 4 episodes, and I thought the transformations were cool. I thought the suits were cool. I thought the switching, being able to hand each other the trains, was really cool. I thought that the music was amazing. I love that OP. Even after bouncing off of it, I still listen to the OP quite regularly. And I thought that all of that was really cool, but I found the characters to be really childish. The main characters, they were just so immature that I almost thought that maybe it was a Sentai thing and Kyoryuger was the outlier. I realize now that's not the case. And Kyoryuger was not perfect either. I really, really liked those characters, but it wasn't, by any stretch of the imagination, a perfectly written story, and it spent far too long focusing on Daigo as compared to on the rest of the characters. Toqger kind of has that issue, but nowhere near as much. I think almost every character gets their, even some of the villains, get some good time to develop and grow, and has their moments to shine. I bounced off of it really hard, but I decided to go back to it because I saw mutuals on Twitter talking about how good Toqger was. And I was like, well, if people really like it, then maybe it gets better. Maybe it was just like a couple bad episodes at the start. And not only does it get better, it also reveals why they acted childish at the start and immature. And in such a good way. I'll get into that with spoilers, but on the whole, I think, other than the mechs, there's not anything that I dislike about Toqger now. And even when it comes to the mechs, it's more of just some of them are a little too busy. Some of them just a bit too busy. I'm not a person who likes huge projections off the... Like, that's the reason people always get mad at me, because I don't like the Psychozaku. Because I think its backpack is way too big. I'm not a huge fan of, like, the giant projections off the front or back of mechs. And, I think that they do that with a couple of the mechs in Toqger, but a couple of them don't and look really cool. I love Toqger. The music is amazing. That opening theme is incredible. Zalem's theme, I won't spoil too much, but Zalem's theme is really good. Schwartz's theme, the Emperor's theme. There's so many good themes. And then you get into the individual characters themselves. I love Tokachi. Tokachi's such a good character. And Light, I even wound up really liking Light towards the end. At first I thought he was kind of boring, but I wound up really liking him as well. And Akira is just like top tier. That is one of my favorite Six Rangers for sure. I think that the villains are really cool. Baron Nero, Madame Noir, Schwartz, Rita, and then the Emperor later on. The individual shadows are pretty cool, even though some of them are just, Monster of the Week fights. Big, like Lamp Shadow's really cool. There's the Pin Shadow that drains the shadow of other things, and then like the Gravestone Shadow that shake, 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 shake. I was like, okay, yeah, I like these shadows a lot. I never thought I would like a villain more in Tokusatsu than Dogold and Aigon. Those two from Kyoryuger were my... Oh, I loved those villains so much. And then when it comes to Rider, it's definitely Kirihiko. But I really love Schwartz and Zet. I think those are amazing characters. And with how everything turns out, which I'll get to in the spoiler section in just a minute because I can't hold myself back anymore, I was very impressed by them. Conductor, early on, Conductor-san was kind of odd, But I wound up really coming around on him too. I really like him as a character. And Ticket Kun was pretty cool. Wagon was interesting for most of the series, but she grew on me as well. I really, really like this cast of characters. I think I might like this cast of characters more than I like W's cast of characters, even though I think that Shotaro and Philip and Terry Ryu are better main characters, maybe, is the way to put it. Like, I would take the entire Toqger cast over the W cast, but I would take Shotaro, Philip, and Terry Ryu over the entire Toqger cast right now. That could change over time. I may come around to where Toqger is my favorite, even over Kamen Rider Double. But I really like this cast of characters. I like by the time I finished Kyoryuger, much I love Kyoryuger so much I bought a Gabu revolver. You know, by the time I finished Kyoryuger, I really liked Ian and I really liked Nobuhara. I almost called him Nobuchi because of Tokachi. Nosan. And I really liked Uchisumi Maru. But of the main characters, that was kind of it. I mean, the others were okay. I didn't dislike them by any stretch of the imagination. They just never really grew on me the way that those three did. Whereas by the end of Toqger, all the main team were like, I was right there. I cared about all of them. Kagura may be the least, but at the same time, her growth is still really good too, you know? So I'm not going to be able to stop myself anymore. I'm going to move into spoilers. When it comes to spoilers, I cannot believe that the reason they acted immature at the start is because, this spoilers by the way, spoilers, I'm going all in, they are still children. Of course they're gonna act immature. Oh, that was so incredible when that was revealed. Like, there was a part of me that was like, man, they sure are childish. But when you figure that out, not only does it make that perfect, I have no complaints with that anymore at all, because of course they're childish. It then puts everything back into question. And it makes you go, wait, but oh, that's why, oh no. And you realize these children are having to fight these terrible monsters to try and save people's lives with this responsibility they never asked for, but it's a responsibility they have to accept, because if they don't, the families they love and care about are going to be stuck in shadow forever. And so it's like, well, of course these kids are going to do this. But it's heartbreaking to watch these children have to make decisions on choosing to stay an adult forever and give up their childhood to be able to save the people that they love. And it's like, no child should have to make that decision, you know? And seeing that, I'm getting emotional. Seeing that and the way that pays off, the moment where Light, oh man, when Light's just like, and I'm going to use interchangeably without thinking about it, when he chooses to stay an adult himself because the darkness is stuck to him and he can't go back to being a kid, and sacrifices his own childhood to return the rest of the team's childhood, and they leave, I wept. I did not care what I look like. I full on wept. That scene was incredible. And the moment where like Akira is holding them back as all of them are like trying to get past him, and then they just forget. And it's just such a good, that moment's so powerful. I really love these characters. I actually really like Wright. By the end of it, I really loved him. Him embracing the darkness to try and take on Zet, knowing that it was going to kill him, knowing that it was going to break him down and he wasn't going to be able to be a kid again, knowing that his family would forget about him forever, but still choosing to make that sacrifice so that he could protect his family and his friends. Like, that is a hero right there. That is what a hero is. It's the guy who makes that decision. And then the other characters all make that decision too. So then they're the guys and girls that made that decision. But they don't get absorbed by the darkness the way that Wright did, but they still make the decision to give up themselves to save others. And I loved that moment so much. I got chills when Raito was like chasing down Baron Nero and Marchioness Mon. It was, oh, it's so good. I love Akira. I think the fact that he's a shadow that decided he wanted to follow the rainbow line is like really cool. And his harmonica and the way that he plays it, and that tune, always looking for the place to die. And of course that pays off at the end where Baron Nero is like, oh, so this is your place to die, huh? And he says, no, this is my place to live. And it's like, ah! And you get that terrible moment where you realize that everybody else is gonna leave, and Akira is gonna be the only one that stays at Toqger. And that moment hit me really hard because he had come to really care for these people. He had developed emotions to be able to care for them, and he still cares for them. But now they have to go back home, and they have to go be in Subarugahama, and he can't go with them. And it got me. It got me really good. The moment when Conductor-san and Wagon both, like, chase the train down to try and hit Zet to protect Light, that they had been scared the entire show, and they pulled through right at the end, overcame their fears, and it was incredible. And then, like, Schwartz and his, like, desire to take over that slowly shifted into his desire to protect Grita because he loved her. And so then when Zet kills him, and Zet is like, just slashes him right up the chest, and he goes, "You didn't win either, though. You didn't get my shine," and just laughs as he dies. It was incredible. I love Schwartz by the end of it, man. I really love Toqger, if you can't tell. If you made it this far and heard all the spoilers, you should still watch the show. It's the only thing I don't like about talking about spoilers. But again, I really want to do a full-scale review on it at some point. You should watch Toqger. It's absolutely amazing. It is my favorite Sentai. Second favorite Toku. May overtake Kamen Rider Double at some point. I want to do a rewatch of Double in the future. But Toqger's real good. If you've seen it, let me know your favorite moments in the comment section down below. And until next time, I've been Trey. This has been The Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that Toqger has to offer.